Kat mana? Penang kan?
Tak.
Kat mana?
Glen Mary.
Glen Marie. Okay. Hi, Dr. Farah. Farah, you there? Okay. All right. It's 9:01, so I think it is only proper for me to start. I believe Farah will switch on the camera when she gets back on screen. I think, but before we do that, today's session, I'm expecting, I think, 5 individuals. 2 of them did not manage to send confirmation, but I have 3 of you all, and that's good because this is a requirement for confirmation, especially for new staff. Okay, so before we start, a very good morning, fellow colleagues. My name is Gabriel. It is a pleasure to see all of you here today. In today's session 1, I think it is only proper for us to do a little bit of a welcome and also introduction. All right. So it will be nice if I can see my fellow colleagues over here. If you're able to do introduction of yourself, so that your fellow colleagues will know who you are and which department you are from. Okay. So maybe Jusnani, you may want to start.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Jusnani. Okay, I'm lecturer of computer science. Okay, school SSCM.
Computer science. How long have you been with us?
About 2 months.
Around 2 months, Okay,
Yeah.
so welcome to UOW Malaysia.
Thank
All right,
you.
and we have Ng Kim Beng. Hi.
Hi, morning.
Yeah, can you please switch on your camera? Hi, Kim Beng, how are you?
Hi, morning.
Hi. So we are actually doing a welcome, and then our colleagues are introducing themselves. Jusnani have just introduced herself. She's a lecturer in SCCM here in Glen Marie and just joined us 2 months ago. Okay, so Mr. Ng, why don't you?
Oh, hi. Okay. Again, my name is Ng Kim Beng, Mr. Ng. I joined the School of Engineering on March this year.
March this year.
March this year. Yeah. So
You
I'm teaching. Yeah, I'm teaching electrical engineering subject.
Electrical engineering subject. That's good. So if I'm not wrong, you have been with us before, right, Mr. Ng?
Yeah. Sorry.
You have been with KDU before, right?
Yeah. It was long time ago. It was 20 over years ago. I joined KDU Damansara as a lecturer also in the School of Engineering before in 2003.
2003, yeah? Oh, so that is 23 years ago. So you were actually with us. We would have met, but just cannot remember.
At that time, the head of school was Mr. Chong. Mr. Chong hired me.
All right, that's good. So for you, it's a welcome back. All right. Welcome. Misty?
Hi, my name is June, and I am working in the Teaching and Learning Center. I just joined last week.
So she's the baby of the group. She just joined last week. Okay, she's a trainer in the Teaching and Learning Center, part of my team. Dr. Farah, are you in? Is Farah in? Kim Beng?
Not yet.
Yeah, she signed in already.
She signed already. Yeah, she signed already. Yeah.
But she's not in office now, is it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe she's driving or something like that.
Yeah,
So anyway, welcome all of you to the first session of the ACID trip. This is a requirement for all staff, especially the requirement for confirmation. Okay, so today's session, I will take you on a bit of a journey. Today is Hari Ini Dalam Sejarah session. I will talk to you about KDU. I'll talk to you about how we came about, and I'll talk to you about what UOW stands for. Okay, my name is Gabriel, and I'm the head of the Teaching and Learning Center, one of the many caps that I actually wear. Okay, all right. So for what does acid trip mean? Okay, it is nothing to do with taking acid or taking drugs. Definitely not. It is called the Accelerated Introduction to Teaching, Research and Pedagogy. All right. So this is actually a program developed for all new staff to introduce them to what UOW is and to ready them on what is expected from them. All right. Now, what are the outcomes of the session? For today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about UOW. I'm going to talk about the history of where or how we came about being UOW, Malaysia. What is the expectation of an academic staff, the students of today, what is expected from you, and a little bit on how will you be assessed. Okay, how will you be assessed? So I'm going to touch a little bit of things such as like KPI. I think all of us hate that word, right? Tapi cannot run away lah. Key Performance Index. So I'll explain to you a little bit about how this comes about, what is the expectation from you as an academic staff, and so on. At any time, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Stop me and feel free to ask, because today is actually a small group, because you are this small group is the one that are the key academic staff in the past 3 to 4 months that have just joined us. Okay, now the whole duration I'm looking at will be roughly an hour and a half. All right, it'll be an hour and a half only. So let's keep it fun and interactive. If there's any questions, feel free. Yeah. All right, guys. Can? Olé, very good. So when we talk about the acid trip sessions, there are actually 6 key sessions over there. I believe only 1 or 2 will be done synchronously, like what I'm doing now, and the rest are through MOOC sessions or recorded videos. So what we have is today I'm doing the Welcome to UOW Malaysia. Then I have actually done a video on the principles of OBE. Then we got lesson planning and assessment, classroom management and practice, the importance of research, and e-learning and blended learning. Now, a lot of these sessions are on on the MOOC method, where we give you flexibility in the completion of these courses on your own time. Okay. Now, please take note. I think the first thing I would like to stress over here is there are a lot of trainings that have been offered to our staff. Last year, we gave more than 64 training sessions. So you know how it works over here, kan? For some of you who are a little bit new, you just have to register yourself and you join the trainings. Okay? Because these trainings and workshops are internal, there will be no charge. And of course, it is good for the staff to develop themselves. And you all know each staff are supposed to achieve 40 jam 1 tahun for your training requirement, especially engineering school. Mr. Ng, you know, engineering board of engineers, they are very, very particular and all of this kind of thing, cannot run away, right? So I don't know, maybe board of engineers may even introduce 40 to 60 hours. Who knows?
We call it CPD.
CPD, yes. So board of engineers, normally they are really up to date on this kind of things also. So same too with SCCM and so on. Okay. So these are the sessions on the acid trip itself, and I hope that it will be beneficial to you. And if there are any questions, please feel free to come to Teaching and Learning Center to ask the trainers for assistance and so on. All right. So what is the objective of this whole acid trip? It is an induction program. It is an induction program for new lecturers. When I say new lecturers over here, it doesn't mean it's your first time teaching. It could be like Mr. Ng over there. He's been teaching for many years. What about Jusnani? Have you been teaching before, or is this your first teaching job? Pernah kan? Pernah. So in your previous establishment, maybe things are done differently. Betul kan? You may be from Taylor, Sunway, Monash, or whatever. Many years of experience. However, there are certain differences as per required by UOW in relation to them. So that is why this is actually important. So you bring in your experience, your many years of experience from the previous establishment, then you adapt it to the UOW flavor. So this is how it is done. You adapt it to the UOW flavor. Okay. Now, and then we are also very much championing teaching and learning with research. Now, as you know, here in Selangor, we have recently, I won't say recently, in the past 4 years, become a full-fledged university. And one key element of being a full-fledged university is on research. So we really encourage our colleagues to do research, interdisciplinary research, or inter-campus research. Okay, we are very open for you all to do that, and we would like to encourage all of you, if you are looking into doing methods of research, to please go ahead, and if you need assistance, our postgraduate research center are always there to assist. Okay, and the third point over there, similar, and also touching on research again, pedagogical deliverables for lecturers. So what we see here is we want you all to have the fundamentals or the basis of proper pedagogy, teaching pedagogy. That is very important. Like things such as like closing the loop, things such as like what are the expectations of a particular of students of today, because it has evolved. How is AI impacting the way that students actually learn? These kind of things. We want to make sure that we are kept abreast on the changes of academic pedagogical changes, and to encourage interdepartmental sharing and facilitation. So what we want over here is like Jusnani is in computing, Eng is in engineering. It doesn't mean you are in your own silo. We are looking at interdepartmental sharing. All right. This is something very important. There are things that we can learn from our colleagues in other departments. And by doing so, we are able to benefit, and we learn good practices, and we try to improve ourselves. That is what is important over here. Okay, Ken, boleh? All right. Okay. So now is where the history lesson starts. Now, this is important because it is important for us to know how we actually started. All right, here in UOW itself. The reason is because in Malaysia, if you're looking at private education, the name KDU is a very strong name. Pernah dengar kan KDU? Of course, some of us work with them, and some of us have actually even studied in this organization. Now, KDU started in 83 during that time as a college, and it was started by this company called Paramount Corporation. All right, Paramount Corporation, property developer, started KDU, and under their arm, they have this thing called Paramount Education. All right, Paramount Education. They were the people who actually started KDU itself, and during that time, Dato' Teo was very much into developing education accessible to everybody in the country. Because during that time in the 80s, you wanted good education, you wanted private education, you needed to go overseas. So he wanted something that is more affordable. So he started KDU in Damansara Jaya. Now, some of you may ask, then why does KDU stands for College Damansara Utama? And it's located in Damansara Jaya because the SS22, the area Damansara Jaya previously was also known as Damansara Utama. Okay, so that was how it actually started. Okay, now this is something that I would like to show you. I believe you have seen this. So under Paramount Education, during that time, we grew since 83, grow. So we had KDU University College, we got KDU College, we got KDU Penang University College, and we also had Sri KDU School. Sri KDU, you heard before, kan? Sri KDU. That one is primary and secondary, and we had real education also. This is for early childhood. So under Paramount Education, you will see that they had the full scope of education from 0 to 6. Then we have 7 to 18, and all the way here, 18 and above. So they covered everything. Okay, that was the goal of Paramount Education, to provide education in all levels. Okay, so during that time, we were KDU University College. But of course, as you know, it changed. There was an acquisition by UOW. I will walk you through. Now, why am I explaining this to you? Especially for Jusnani, I think Mr. Ng, you know already because you have been here before. Many a times when you go for education fair, parents will ask, you dulu KDU kan? They will ask, seriously. When you say, we are UOW, this and that, then some of them will garu kepala sikit. They say, you were KDU, right? Yeah, dulu KDU. So, because the name KDU in Malaysia, for many years, we are the pioneers, and we are already inculcated in the minds of many parents already. That is why it's important for us to understand the history a little bit. So basically, KDU started in 1983. Okay, so this was the old building at Damansara Jaya. Now, if you pass that, have you passed that area? Now it's a private school called Noble, right? Noble Private School, international school, Noble International School. So that is in 1983. And let me tell you, we were the first private institution in Malaysia who has its own purpose-built campus. The first. Dulu, when we are looking at CNG, we are looking at the Stanfords and so on, they were normally in a building, all right? Part of a building, but we were the first purpose-built, all right? And then we also introduced the first overseas twinning partnership. We, in KDU itself, all right? And before I go on, I will try to tell you American Degree Transfer Program. Pernah dengar kan? ADP, American Degree Transfer. Student here, we were the first to introduce KDU. So we had many firsts lah, in a way lah. Because during that time, the competition tak banyak, and we were one of the pioneers. 83, 84 as we grew, and in 1991, Penang started. Penang started in 1991. Okay, so in 2010, we were awarded University College. So it is important for us to understand, guys, Penang and Selangor, two separate license. Two separate license. So in 2010, University College untuk Selangor saja. Penang belum dapat lagi University College. Penang was still a college. Okay, we were a university college. Okay. Now, in 2015, we shifted to our current campus. Kat sini ya, this campus. We came here in 2015. But during that time, we also had the Damansara Jaya campus in 2015. And during that time, it was KDU College. KDU College. Okay, a bit of a question here. Do you all know the difference between a university and a college?
Not quite.
Not quite,
What's the difference between university
Okay,
college and
very good.
university?
See, very good. Dia macam ni. University and university college can confer degree and above. Boleh bagi degree, boleh bagi master, boleh bagi PhD. Alright? College cannot. But college can do franchise program. That is why we maintain the college. University, we got all our degree and so on conferred by us, UOW. You know kan, we have a UOW Malaysia KDU College kan, we got college. So the college we can do University of London Law Program. UOL is franchise program kan, London, external program. Cannot do under university. So we can do under the college. ACCA. Mr. Ng, you know your office partners, you got PAC inside there. ACCA. ACCA is under college. Why? Because ACCA is a foreign program. It is external program and cannot do under university. Any questions?
Okay. Now, are we still having the university college status?
Okay.
Or already university? Then what's the difference between university college and university?
Okay, good. So here in Selangor, it is already a university. In Penang, it is still a university college. A university college is actually a transitional period to become a university. So the government is like this. You are a college, you upgrade to university college so that you can ready yourself to be a full university. What are the differences? University requirement for research is high. College, there is no requirement. But for university, there is a requirement for research. Okay? So when you go through a process of a university college, you can develop research skills and research output. Slowly lah. That is why it goes through a transition. Just picture this, Mr. Ng. Let's say a college straight away upgrade to university. Mati. This year, I'm a college. Next year, I'm a university. And university requirement is 25% of output needs to be on research. In 1 year, mana boleh. Right? Not research takes time. develop, and so on. So there's no way you can do it. Also, because university, you can confer degrees and masters and so on, you need time to slowly develop the program. That is where university college is there that allows you to slowly transition. It is a transitional period. Tapi keperluan is the same. Both can do the same thing. But the research requirement under Setara is lower in university college than university. College, no research requirement. Ada, baik. Tak ada, tak apa. Because college is mengajar, teaching. Okay, so that is how Malaysia does the work lah. Yes.
So the PAC is under KDU College.
Yes, PAC is under UOW Malaysia KDU College.
UOW Malaysia KDU College.
Yes. Later I'm going to explain. Okay. Later I'm going to explain why. Okay. So we have college kat Selangor. We got university. So you understand why got college and university. Very good question, because when you go education fair, sometimes parents will ask, how come your brochure got show college and got university one? Why? Then at least you can explain. So like for you, your engineering school is in university. Your engineering school is in park under the university. Whereas Jusnani, your SCCM, most of the degree programs park under university. But you have a program, diploma in graphic design technology. Ada kan? That one is park under the college. That one is a college program. It's a diploma and it was parked under the college. Engineering, everything is under the university. In the future, when we develop more programs, let's say engineering school want to develop a diploma program with a foreign university or something like that. Let's say, you cannot put under university, so you can park under the college. But the agreement, it must be of a certain level. Okay, so that is the difference between a college and a university. I hope it clarifies that a little bit. Malaysian educational system, dia pelik sikit. Okay. Okay, let me go on.
Okay,
yes, any question? Can I?
Okay, understand now. So we still
Good,
have the
very good. That is the whole idea. Sometimes can be quite complex.
Yeah, because it's quite confusing for me before this.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so in 2019, 2019, 7 years ago, UOW Global Enterprises acquired KDU Enterprises. So in 2019, UOW acquired us. So we became UOW Malaysia KDU. In 2019, nama KDU masih ada. Now, let me explain to you why. When UOW acquired us, we went to the Kementerian and say that sekarang UOW bought us already, we want to change the name to UOW Malaysia. Kementerian say tak boleh terus tukar, tak boleh buang nama KDU. Kenapa? Because the nama KDU kat Malaysia sudah banyak lama. You need to slowly reduce. So we had the name KDU there and we were allowed to use it for 5 years. Then slowly we phase out. That is why now it is UOW Malaysia. You see your shirt, you see your logo, UOW Malaysia kan? Your logo. There, University of Wollongong Malaysia. Yes. No more KDU. Because slowly we need to phase out. Because the ministry associate, we need time for the public to know the change. We need time for the public to know the change. So 2019, Australia beli us. Then in 2022, we did something else. In 2022, we acquired Ramsay Sime Darby Healthcare College. That is where we rename it to UOW Malaysia College. Now, you were saying, we got UOW Malaysia KDU College. Betul, that is where PAC is. But we have another college called UOW Malaysia College. This is a nursing school, nursing only. On the 6th floor, here in Glenmarie, 6th floor, there is a nursing school, kan? That is UOW Malaysia College. So you may ask, why we don't park under the KDU College? Because we bought the whole college from Ramsay Sime Darby Healthcare. Ramsay Sime Darby, you would know it as Subang Jaya Medical Center. SJMC lah. Okay, SJMC is Ramsay Sime Darby. They had a nursing school. We bought the whole nursing school. So now in this campus, sini ya, Glen Marie ya, ada 3 entity. University of Wollongong, Malaysia, the university. We got UOW Malaysia KDU College, and we got UOW Malaysia College. Ada 3. University, you faham lah, university. The KDU College one is your University of London Law, your ACCA, your Diploma in Graphic Design Technology under Jusnani punya school, under the college. And the third one is the nursing school, which is UOW Malaysia College. You understand? So ada 3 lesen kat sini. Penang 1 lesen, kat Selangor 3 lesen. So we got total entity ada 4 entity. Ada 4 entity. So that is how Malaysian educational system. Alright? Now, so we have 4 entities. Faham? Okay. Penang is still a university college. By this year, they should get university. They will be university already. Penang. Okay. So November 2023, we kat Selangor University College attained full university status to become University of Wollongong, Malaysia. So Selangor became a full university in 2023. 203. Yes.
One question. So
Sure.
now Penang still is under University College status. So they are also having the same engineering program as we have here. So when the student graduate, what is the establishment in their certificate? University UOW Malaysia or University College Malaysia?
They ask because the student in Penang register and graduate in Penang, they get the parchment showing University College.
So University of Wollongong, Malaysia. How does it?
It's Penang one. I will show you. I will show you. I'm going to show you the names.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Good question. Penang, different license. Selangor, different license. Still University College in Penang. You graduate there, you finish everything there, your parchment comes from Penang, it will be University College. Okay? I will show you. You just wait for what? I will show you. The name quite long a little bit. I'll show you. Okay? So we are now full university. Here, Selangor full university. And as you know, being a full university, the requirements are different. Research is different. Staffing is different and so on. Okay? So then under now, our big umbrella is called UOW Malaysia, the big umbrella. The KDU name sudah tak ada, the big umbrella now. Okay? Now, so what are the entities? Was asking, what are the entities now? Sekarang kita ada 4 entity. So we got University of Wollongong, Malaysia. This one kat Selangor. Okay? Selangor, this one, the full university. Then the Penang one is UOW Malaysia, KDU University College Penang. Why the name? We didn't change the name sebab they are going to get full university. You tukar nama with the the ministry takes a long time. So once we get the name already, it will be called, it could be called, I do not know. I do not know what nama the ministry will recommend us. Even the name, ministry recommend one, bukan sendiri kena taruh one, they will recommend. But it could be University of Wollongong, Malaysia, Penang, or something like that. It could be, I don't know. All right. But now the official name is this, UOW Malaysia KDU College Penang. So their parchment is this. Okay. Then we have UOW Malaysia KDU College and UOW Malaysia College. 4 entities. No other institution you join got so pening one. Ours is the most pening one. Because of the entity system. When we became a university college, we bought a license for the college because we want to run franchise program. Then when we bought the nursing school, dapat 1 lesen. So we got 3 license. Dia macam tu lah. However, as you all know, how many of you were at the briefing of Miss Marisa Mastriani? Last month she came down, correct? Not? There was a briefing in the room lecture theatre. Says, Jusnani, were you here?
I have class during that time, so I didn't
Oh, you
attend
got
that.
class, tak apa.
Mm.
Saya akan give you summary. You were here kan? Okay.
Yeah.
Going future, very, very near future, there is only going to be two entities, university and college. So it'll be one university, two location. Okay. So now you see Penang satu, Selangor satu, dua lesen. Going confusing, pening. So going to in the future, very near, it'll be one university, lokasi dua. The ministry told us we can change that once Penang dapat full university. So Penang will get full university. Then there will be no confusion. There's only one University of Wollongong, Malaysia. One. So it's lokasi lah. Either you study in Glenmarie or you study in Penang. No more headache. And the two colleges will also eventually merge. Okay? Now, you all may ask, hey, why you all don't do faster this one? Make customer confused. Because changing anything to do with ministry takes time. And the process, if it is not in their SOP, susah a bit. Merging things are not easy, okay? Because you are two separate license. So they need to come out, they need to discuss and so on. That's why it takes time. But it is going to be done. Your confusion is the same as how our customers are being confused. So we want to merge. Faham kan? Okay, Okay, very good. See, in the first 30 minutes, we just concentrate on entity because this is the most confusing part. Okay, now, siapa run? Ini penting. Marisa is the group CEO. She comes often and this and that. You see her walking around. Nice lady. Feel free to have a chat with her. No problem. Okay, she's the group CEO. She's in charge of UOW Global Enterprises. So where is UOW Global Enterprises? Dubai, Hong Kong, India, and Malaysia currently. Saudi Arabia very soon. Final stages already. Okay, so this is called Global Enterprises. Okay, so she's in charge of that. Now, this one very important. You all know your Vice Chancellor, kan? Prof. Yu, Vice Chancellor, senang But this is the Chancellor. Okay, Datuk Sri Michael Yam Kong Choi. All right, he is our Chancellor. He is our Chancellor. So, as you know, Chancellor very much figurehead. Convocation, he will come lah. But normal days, operation, bukan dia lah. Even though he's the big boss, operation-wise, it's not him. So he is the Chancellor. Okay? All right? Have you all met him? Belum. Sometimes he will come, drop by, you know. Nice fellow. When he starts talking, he won't stop. Okay? Nice fellow. He is engineering also by trade. Architecture and engineering kind of person. Then, Jennifer, I think Jennifer, you would have met. This is a younger picture, of course, you can see. All right. Then Prof. Yu is Vice Chancellor. Oh, sorry, silap is UOW Malaysia. No more, not KDU. University of Wollongong, Malaysia. He's the Vice Chancellor. And then we have Prof. Chong. Prof. Chong is the Vice Chancellor of Penang. All right, Penang entity. Then we have here Prof. Horn, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic. Okay, for both Penang and Selangor. And then we have Mr. Shankar, Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration for Penang and also Selangor. And myself, I'm actually the principal of UOW Malaysia KDU College. So I am in charge of KDU College, PAC, and so on. Prof. Horn is in charge of the nursing school. Okay, and then Prof. Yu is in charge of the university. So we wear different cap. Like today, now I'm wearing the cap of Head of Teaching and Learning, but I also wear the cap of the Principal of UOW Malaysia KDU College. So anything happen to KDU College, I go jail lah. That is how it is. So I hope nothing happens. I don't intend to go to jail because I don't think I can survive. All right. Okay. So, faham ah? So far, faham ah? Faham ah? So that is our unique story lah. Now, UOW Malaysia established 43 years ago. 43 years ago, 1983. So we are one of the older institutions. Staffed by experts, student-centered, globally connected, synonymous with employability, and very competitive. Okay. Now, this one important. What is the vision and mission? Tahu lah. Okay. Now, this one even MQA officer ask one. I don't know why they always like to ask. What is the vision of your company? What is the mission of your company? This. Okay. So, to be a leading global education provider, delivering transformative student experiences in Malaysia and the region. So, we are looking at being a leading provider in this region, Malaysia and the region. We are not looking at the whole world yet, but it's basically strengthening ourselves in this region and to be able to grow in this region. And our mission, we collaborate with local and global communities to deliver quality teaching, learning, and research, nurturing global leaders with a truly international outlook. Here, what we look at here, our key aspect we want to emphasize of UOW Malaysia is collaboration. We know we cannot survive alone. That is why some of you are in groups that dapat grant with Australia, with Dubai, and so on. Collaboration, guys. The world is now needing, or the growth is very much on the way we collaborate with each other. So collaboration is very important. Okay, so this is the vision and the mission, and it should lead the way we actually perform our duties and work. Okay. Now, we also have this thing called, what are the expectations of an academic staff? Now, this one, penting sikit. Now, why I want to stress this? UOW Australia, they have this thing called values. Values. So, Malaysia, we have adapted these values also. And these values are the one that differentiates us from any other institution. All right. And it guides and the behavior in staff in all parts of the university. And this is also practiced by all the UOW entities. Okay, what are these values? We have 6 values. So our values are integrity, courage, collaboration, passion, excellence, and innovation. 6 values. For me, I always tell my staff, even easier. You come to work, you work. You can make friends, it is a bonus. We didn't hire you to make friends, but you can make friends, it's a bonus. And every day you go back, you want to make sure you can sleep properly. No, when you go back and sleep, you want to sleep properly. You don't want to think in your mind, oh, I've done something. Did I do the right thing or did I do the wrong thing? Okay, that is very important. So we do things with ikhlas, full of ikhlas. And we do things with integrity and courage and so on. Because why? In academia, like where we are, education, a lot of responsibility falls on our shoulder. Students' grades, students' teaching, students' learning comes to our responsibility over there. So it is important for us to make sure we have done a good job. We have done what is necessary so that every day we go back, we can sleep properly and we know we have earned an honest living. That is very important, especially in where our field is. Because as you know, you guys have been teachers for a long time. There are some students, you tell them once, they understand, no problem. There are some students, you tell them 3 times, they still don't understand. So sometimes certain students, the problem is this, you need to approach it from a different angle. So we ourselves as educators will need to take the extra step to ensure that the student gain what is important. And that is our core values over here. Now, senang ke nak achieve core value? Is difficult. Very difficult. I always believe anything that is quantity is easy, numbers, figures, straight to the point. 2 plus 2 is 4. Anything to do with quality, quality itself, quality becomes more difficult. Things such as like integrity, honesty, ethical, reliable. Okay, things which is very difficult to quantify. It comes down to individual behavior. So for you all, you have your head of school. Okay, your head of school or your ADH is very important to have good communication with them. Good communication. If something is lingering in your mind that you feel it may not be proper, yes, Anna? Something that is lingering in your mind that you feel it may not be the proper thing, voice out to your superior. Speak to them. I have this situation. What should I do? How should I do it? Because you, as I said, you want to make sure things are done properly, and at night you can sleep properly. That is important. Okay. This is how we work over here. Any questions, guys? Ken? Okay. Good. So we also have this thing called graduate attributes. Graduate attributes are what the individual student must achieve at the end of their time here in UOW Malaysia. So we have 6 graduate attributes. If you look at these 6 graduate attributes, it is very similar to the 11 subclusters or the 5 clusters of MQF. Lebih kurang. Creative, critical thinking, entrepreneurship, global mindset, professional acumen, competency, and then effective communication skill, and so on. Dia ada sama. So we got to make sure that our students, at the end of the day, when they graduate, they have these skills. Okay. So our role here as academicians in this institution is this: to ensure that the input, which is the student, comes in for a duration of time, and at the end of the day, when they leave with the skills that we promised them that they will get. Okay, we promised them that they will get a degree that it is still relevant. So we got to make sure they do that. That is why we do this thing called curriculum review. Betul kan? Every year kita buat curriculum review. Why do we do curriculum review? Because the curriculum changes. If you don't change, the student is not relevant. So we do that so that the student, and when they graduate, it is still relevant. So why do we give pastoral care? Pastoral care. The reason is because we understand these students coming in at 18 years old, not only do they have problems about learning, they have other problems surrounding them, working with groups and so on, difficult to adapt. So we give them pastoral care. These are things that we do to ensure that they become competent at the end of their journey. And what is that journey? 3 years for a degree, 4 years for an engineering degree, 2 years for a diploma. When they go through that journey, they come out, they can clearly say, I am now a UOW Malaysia graduate, and I have the required skill and ability for me to now demonstrate my ability in the working environment. This is our role. Okay? Whether they find girlfriend, boyfriend, and so on, none of our business. But if they do, it's a bonus. None of our business. Our role is there, develop the character. Second thing I want to emphasize, many of us forget. We are not only here to develop the academic growth of the student. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the 5 clusters or the 11 subclusters, knowledge, cognitive skill, communication skill, and so on, majority of the skill in the 11 subclusters, which are they knowledge-based or are they effective? They are more effective. So we are also supposed to develop students' character. Okay? We want to develop students' character. So we want graduates that not only are intelligent and good, but good character. Okay? Get first-class degree or first-class masters, come out and then cheat people is no point, no good. Okay? So this is what we are looking at. Individuals with good character also. So actually, the burden on us teachers, it's not easy. It's actually quite a lot. Okay, it's quite a lot. We teach them, we develop them academically, we also develop them in character-wise. So this is what it is. Okay, which also falls nicely into the MQF second edition, kan? The recent MQF where they emphasize on apa ni? Value-based. Value-based. So we actually during the briefing by the ministry people, then we actually asked them, not in that way, but they were explaining. He said, if you look at our MQF, second edition, not even 2024, prior to that, 2021. Knowledge part of the student, we already capai. But they found out that one critical thing is this, we have a lot of top grade individuals with 4.0 CGPA, with first class and so on, but they are missing something. They are missing the sejahtera feel. The sejahtera, working together, one, being one. They're missing values aspect. Values aspect. That is why when you look at this second edition and you read it, it's nothing to do with knowledge. It's nothing to do with let's give more knowledge to the student. Tak ada. It is knowledge sudah cukup. We want them to have values. And then we want them to use their knowledge and tackle sustainable development issues. Okay, sustainable development issues. And this, I believe, they learn it from engineering school. Because Board of Engineers already introduced SDG 15 years ago. Correct, right? Right, 15 years ago already. They already they say, hey, you must plot it in. It's important. But ours in 2024. Because even the ministry look at it this way. Knowledge, our students are good. Cukup. Now we want them to be good people. We want them to think of the environment. We want them to think about poverty. We want them to think about this and that. So they want them to implement this kind of knowledge into a bigger scope. That is why this MQF 2.0, this document over here, a very interesting read. I would recommend you all to read it, especially at night when you cannot sleep. You read this, you'll sleep. No lah, it's actually quite nice. It's actually a good document. Seriously, it's a good document. You read that, you can see, these people in their mind, betul, very important. They really have that goal, that what they want to achieve. Okay, so I have already touched on certain key aspect over there. Values, we have 6 values. What are we supposed to do? We are not only developing the student in the way that they think and how they think, but we want good character in our students. All right. So you guys are following, Okay. Now, here in UOW Malaysia, we have numerous disciplines. We have many disciplines. We have in Penang, over here, we have School of Engineering, School of Business, Communication, Computing, and games, hospitality, ACCA, law, and so on. Okay. However, there are certain different disciplines that Penang has that we don't, and vice versa. Example, Penang have built environment. Built environment is like architecture, but we don't have here, whereas we have certain programs that Penang does not have. Okay, that is why when you go onto the website, you will see certain program got U or GT or G and so on. So it actually say this is in Penang and whatnot. But anytime when you are doing counseling to parents and so on, when a parent asks, do you have built environment? You must say, yes, we got. Kat mana? Kat Penang. Tapi kita ada. Don't say we don't have lah, right? Don't say. So even in Penang, when parents ask them, do you offer ACCA? They say, God, we got. It is at our Selangor campus. It is at our Selangor campus. So we are one, okay? It's not like we got they, and so on. So this is something very important. Please look into the website. Have a look at the various schools in the website, because it is important for us to know what kind of faculties are there in our in the university and in the college. Any questions here? What kind of program we tak ada? Medical we tak ada. Nursing we got, medicine we don't have. All right? Medicine we don't have. Okay. A few times already we got inquiry. Do you all have medical courses? Because when they see nursing, they always think it comes together. It doesn't. It doesn't. Have you all been to our 6th floor, our nursing school? Pernah tak? Tak. Go lah visit. They are our friends there. Just knock the door. With this tag, it's called multi-access tag. You can go anywhere you want. So go and see. How many of you have been to TLC? I know got lah, come to my office here, 2nd floor. Jusnani, pernah datang? 2nd floor. Tak. TLC is where all our training rooms semua ada cantik. Must come. Visit lah sikit. Okay. So, Next question. I'm new to UOWM and my job as a lecturer or educator. Okay, so apa ni sekarang? So you can either macam ni. The more I think, the more confused I get. For some of you who are new, all right, sometimes teaching can be quite challenging. Misty, for example, if you have to take a class, okay, very soon, example, it can be quite challenging because what is expected? How do you put that thing through? Basically, it's like that. When you are to teach, to educate, it is what is required to be sent into the mind of the students. Okay, so it can be quite confusing. Or for some of you, you've been teaching for many years, 10, 20, 30 years, then, or are you already an expert? The thing is like this. The thing about teaching is it is a passion. All right, it is a passion. You really enjoy it. And the reason why you are in this line is because you want to be in this line. Because I always tell my new hires and so on, if you want to drive the newest car every 3 years, then you are in the wrong line. Being a teacher will not make you rich. All right? It will make you comfortable, but it will not make you rich. All right? Your rewards are different. What are your rewards? Your rewards that I have gone through, I'm in this line for over 20 years. Your rewards is where upon graduation, a student comes to you and just shakes your hand and say, thank you very much, sir. Or after 5 years down the road, you meet them in One Utama or whatever, and he comes and say, sir, thank you very much. Now I'm already I really appreciate the class that you did. Itulah reward dia. Okay, itulah reward. The reward is not the newest BMW model, third 3 series that you can change to on a frequent basis. It's not that, because it can be very challenging. But it is that kind of rewards that is important. Okay. So things that the academic need to do. Okay. For I think Jusniani and Mr. Ng, you're not totally new today. You already spoken to your program leader and so on. So you know what is your role. You need to prepare your course syllabus. You need to do your own course syllabus. You need to deliver the course. You need to do assessment and assignment. Betul kan? You need to do final exam, marking. Now, why do I need to put marking and assessing examination? There are some institutions I have spoken to some staff. They say that in my previous institution, I teach only marking paper. I got other people to do. Ada. No, other people do marking. Sini tak ada lah. I'm very sorry. Sini paper you set, you mark. Betul kan? Okay, you mark your own paper. Then final grade, moderation, research, and or supervise or project. At times, you all need to do FYP kan? Final year project must do. And of course, mentoring. Mentoring is critical. You develop the students. So here, I want to put a next point that I would like to put through. We as educators, please understand what is our role. When you are in class, sometimes students get very close to you. Students may open up to you that is not academic related. Okay? Certain issues that they have and so on. Hear them. But if you feel that it is not in your scope, please don't advise them. We are not counselors. Send them or channel them to unless you are a qualified counselor. Any of you are qualified counselor? Ada? We have 3 qualified counselor at our SAC because students that you are teaching are at the age of 18 to 25. Sometimes they have problems that are not related to the work, the study. It is personal or whatever. They may open to you, sir, I'm having this problem and this and that. You hear them, okay. They say, what should I do now? Because now I'm arguing, I'm fighting with so and so. I have problems with my what and what. Are you skilled to do it? If you are not skilled, I'm very sorry. Can I suggest and allow me to make an appointment with our university counselor? Then you can go to the counselor. They are the experts in this. Understand? Okay. Now, if student asks a question about the course or subject, you cannot Tai Chi. It is your role to answer the student. If you don't have the answer, you tell the student, thank you for the question, good question. Let me get the information and I will get back to you because it is under the scope of the course. If it's not under the scope of the course, personal, please don't answer. Susah, especially if we counsel wrongly. I'm not saying you tai chi the student, hey, don't come and see me. No, no, no. What I'm saying is you listen up. Sir, I got this problem. You say that. Then if you find that it is because of something that is not under your scope, channel them to the right channel. Okay? Okay? Now, does this happen? Very often, very, very often, because you are in a university, you are meeting these people at this age, so very, very often. So you need to know where you stand. All right, guys, boleh everything is there. We have the channel. Not sure, head of school, but students' requirement for support, counseling, SAC. SAC is there to assist. All right. Now, question. Do you all know where is the SAC? Mana? Where's SAC?
In front of the car park at ground floor.
Betul. Very good. Jusnani, tak tahu kan? Okay. Not only are the counselors there, there is a nurse there. There is a first aid center with 2 beds and a nurse. Student demam ke not well ke can rush there first thing. Okay? Ada orang to give support. Boleh? Boleh ya? Okay. Good. Now, why is this important? If you look at this, in Malaysia ni, and this data is also 3 years old. There are almost 20 public universities, 416 private higher education institutions, 36 polytechnics, and 105 community colleges. So if you look at Malaysia itself, private education, I'm just taking private higher education institutions, nearly 400. We got 400 higher private educations. Today, 2026, it has gone down to roughly around 360. Why? Certain institutions didn't survive. Tutup. We had the high of 500. Now it's around 360. Many didn't survive because it is so competitive. Just picture this, guys. 500 institutions. Every year, roughly 500,000 SPM students graduate. Out of that, 60% go for higher education. 60%. And out of that 60% of 500,000 is 300,000. Half of that goes to public universities. So the remainder of 150,000. 150,000, 1, 2, 3, divide by, let's say, simple, I put 300, let's say previously 500, we're talking about 300 students per pie. You see not? 300. So it's very, very, very competitive. Very competitive. This market is very competitive. Okay, that is why, as you know now, we also have a lot of foreign student, foreign student to come in. And the thing about foreign student, it brings in different challenges. Betul? Okay, but this is how it is lah. That is why we need to adapt. Okay, we need to adapt to these two. Okay, now students transition to university. Okay, this is one key aspect that many students do demonstrate. So the first thing, don't assume students come prepared. Many students not. From secondary to university, the way of thinking, the expectation, all right? That is why in the first year, first semester, first year, it is very, very important to create the foundation of expectation. Foundation of expectation is if students are so used to being spoon-fed, given notes, and then when they come into university, they are also given, then they will expect to be given for the rest of their time in the university. You need to transit them in a way that they're supposed to put initiative in attaining their own knowledge. All right. 2, independent learning styles. We need to nurture learning styles in our student. Okay, in the way that we tell our students, if you do well, thank yourself. You are the one that put in effort with the assistance of your lecturers. Okay, with the assistance of your lecturers. Why did you score an A? You put in the effort, but your lecturers helped you. All right? It is not because of your lecturers, it is you. So they know that the responsibility is on to them. Success, failure depends on them. Success and failure depends on them itself. Okay? Why? Because it's important. We are developing leaders. We are building or developing adults. We need them to behave as an adult. Okay? Taking responsibility. Assistance provided. We give our assistance. We tell our students that we are here if guidance is needed. This is important. All right. Many of our students, especially foreign students, when they come in, they may feel lost at times. So it's important for us to tell them, you need help, we are here. But always remember, helping doesn't mean doing work for them. You guide them, you tell them, this is how you should do it, you do it. Then they must demonstrate rigor, effort to demonstrate to you that this is done. Okay? It is not easy. Why? 12 years of primary and secondary school style of learning, and you want to change them to suddenly become Superman, hero, everything do on their own. Very difficult. It is a gradual process, right? It is like value-based education. All right. If in the first 15 years of their life, the student's behavior is in a way, you don't expect to change them in 6 months. But this is what we need to do. We need to push them. That's why we need to, in a way, transit them to that new level. Okay? And unrealistic expectation. Some students coming to university think that they will score the A like how they did in their secondary school. Study, don't study, or don't study, I will pass. That is how they used to. So there is this expectation of the student that, yeah, sure lah, no problem lah. So you need to also ensure that these people know what is expected of the particular course. That is why, very important, all of us as lecturers, we need to be very clear on the course learning outcome, CLO, so that the student understand, I go to your class at the end of the semester, this is what I must be able to demonstrate. Okay, itulah course learning outcome. Paham, guys? Paham? Okay, are you all following? Do you all need a break? Everything okay? Can, all right. If you know that, I will continue, and I should end roughly in maybe around 20 minutes. Okay? Okay. Now, how do we make this transition smooth? Students from secondary to university. Number one, accessibility. Make yourself accessible. That means students are able to contact you, but draw the line. Tell students that you can write to me through my email. This is it. I will reply you when and where. Okay? Don't expect students to send you an email at night at 10 o'clock and then they expect a reply at 11 o'clock. No. You draw the line. Say, guys, this is my official email. Write to me, but these are my working hours. I will reply to you during these hours. Fair. Understand? Fair. Nobody expects you to reply them at 1 a.m. Nobody. Okay? So you need to. Now, you may think, yeah, students don't. They do. They do. Some students really do. Okay? But it is your prerogative. It's up to you on how your time is. I know some colleagues that are open to the students. Send me an email anytime, because some of them actually sleep very late and it's okay. It's okay for them. But some actually like to set. But when you set a time to reply, please reply the student. Why? The question that the student is asking you, you may think it is a minor, simple question, but that question can be a stumbling block for the student. Without answering that question, the student cannot proceed. You see or not? So that question is so important for them, Okay. So if you say you will reply in 24 hours, working hours, then make sure you do it accordingly so that the students can proceed. Okay. If not, they'll be waiting. Kanchong. That's where the challenge comes in. Understand, guys? Okay. Friendly and enthusiastic. Always be there for the student. I'm not saying peli minum teh with them, no need. But that environment of friendliness. Environment means you create that positive environment when you are with the student. Then they are willing to ask. I believe many of us in our secondary school time or in our studies time, there is that particular teacher that you're, wow, this fellow is so fun, so easy to talk to. Then you meluahkan your challenges. And then ayo, that cikgu, very garang, very scared. Then you dare not ask. Once you dare not ask, you guess. Once you guess, mistakes become higher chance of mistake. 3, resource and material to promote learning. Students learn, follow syllabus. Okay, follow syllabus, syllabus, course learning outcome. But it is your responsibility and it is good for you to give student additional. You tell student, okay, student, this is required for learning. At the end of the class, for those of you who want, I have this article that I found. Very good article, very nice. This is to develop or bring the student to a next level. You see, give them additional so that you challenge them, so that it promotes more learning. Encourage students to seek help. As you all know, when you ask in class, any questions, nobody will ask. Stop. But a lot of them do not know. Maybe one student will ask a question, sir, what is this? So it's always important to, okay, fellow class, your friend is asking this question, the answer is this. Why? The question that he's asking may be the same question that another 4 students who wanted to ask, but they're not asked. So make sure everybody benefits. So you want to encourage that environment, that positive environment. Once there is a positive environment, students will dare open up to you, and it will be an environment of learning. It's called a learning environment. Students are willing to ask. Okay, that is very important. In our Asian context, asking is seen as a sign of weakness. All right, and that is very, very wrong in learning. It should never be that. There must be the encouragement for learning. Questioning doesn't mean weakness, it means clarity. Okay, but of course, if the same student asks the same questions 5 times, problem lah, that one. Okay, feedback. Okay, give feedback to students. Feedback is very important. Feedback closes the loop. You know the loop, you start teaching, you close the loop. Close the loop. Always close the loop. Now, let me explain to you what it means by closing the loop. When I used to teach, I will come into class and I will tell the students, this is the learning outcome of the day. All right? Then I will teach. Once I teach already, at the end, I will do an assessment with the student. This assessment is not graded. I just want to know where the students stand. All right? So this assessment can be through, last time we used to use this thing called Kahoot. Remember? Kahoot? Students do Kahoot. So I have this. If any mark that I get below 80%, then I will repeat. The questions that I ask in Kahoot are the must know. Okay, please take note. In class, when you teach, let's say I'm doing a 2 hours class now. I got my topics. There is this thing called must know and the things called good to know. Must know is the syllabus, the key aspect. And if you find in a chapter, the must know is actually not much. The good to know are the extra things we put in or called fillers that makes it nicer, make the class more fun. Right now, but the must know or the theory is only a few things. So at the end of the class, when I do my assessment, my test, my Kahoot, I ask all the must know, the penting one, the key things. And if anything, the result is below 80%, I will repeat. I will repeat to make sure everybody knows. My goal is any student that comes into my class, pay attention to what I say. Go back, don't study, never read the textbook, will still pass the subject. Pass only, pass, 50 markah, because they know the must know. They go back, they pay my attention, and then they read my notes, they will be a C+ to B-. They read the textbook, they are a B student, maybe B+. They read additional materials, itulah A- and A. You see? See, they come to my class, we pay attention, they know everything, go back, never study, never read my notes, will pass. That is my goal. That means that is how it should be. So what we are saying here is we need to encourage that. We need to encourage that. Okay, feedback to students is critical. Okay, Okay. Understand this, guys? Any questions? Boleh? Good. Okay. Now, important information. There's this thing called SharePoint. Pernah masuk ah? Oh, very good. All of you know ah. Every policy of the institution is inside SharePoint. Okay? Please go inside. You want to know the template of your exam paper, you want to know the process of setting exam, let me tell you lah, the information inside here is enough for you to open a college on your own. Betul? Everything is there. Template semua betul kan? Please read, please read. Okay? Because many a times we find our colleague guna version yang lama. Okay? This is where it is updated. So it's always important for us to go inside there and have a read and look at the document. It's downloadable. Okay? Open, share. Okay? This is called SharePoint. It's called UOW Malaysia Policies. Okay. So now, so far you have already gone through the process of expectation of student. What is your expectation? Already the sejarah of Paramount and KDU. Already understand that why we are one crazy institution with 4 entities and 4 licenses. Oh, pening, pening, pening. Now, it's more fun. Now it's this thing called, how will I be assessed? Okay, all of you will be assessed, kan? So you will be assessed as a staff over here through various methods. Okay, so we have academic staff competency appraisal, key performance index, class observation, teaching evaluation. Okay, so yang merah itu, the one in red, will be done by you and your head of school. It's called the academic staff competency appraisal. Normally once a year, they will do appraisal. So, Jusnani, this year you have done well. This and that. Well, congratulations. You achieved appraisal lah. You and your boss. Number 2 is the one that's very important. It's called Key Performance Index or KPI. Pernah dengar kan? Have you all done your KPI for this year? Dah lah, I think you should have done already, right? Done already, right? Done, okay. So, KPI, our friend is smiling. Have I done it yet? Tak apa. Okay. KPI, Key Performance Index, is an agreement between you and your head of school or your superior on what you want to achieve. So, how it is done is, you will set your KPI for a future year, for the next year, and then it is agreed by you and your superior at the beginning of the year. Okay? Then you will go through the year, and normally at the mid of the year, you will do a review. So let's say you put your KPI as, I will publish 2 papers this year. Okay? Part of your KPI. But mid-year, you already publish 2 papers. Because you're very, very good. You already published 2. So your boss may tell you, Jusnani, well done, congratulations. Since you have already achieved 2, I would like to increase it 1 more to 3. However, I will be able to reward you by doing so at a different level. You see, because your performance is good. Good. Then you bargain. Okay, boss, boleh? Satu lagi. I will take the challenge. Okay? Or you may say, boss, cannot. Because the reason why I do 2 already is because I know the second half of the semester, second half of the year, I'm taking 2 new subjects. 2 new subjects. So I cannot do the research. I need to concentrate on the 2 new subjects. You understand? So KPI is bargain. Second scenario, same thing. I gave Jusnani 2 research. Mid-year, 1 pun belum buat lagi. Belum. Then I asked, hey, Jusnani, I gave you KPI of 2 research, but now mid-year already, you haven't achieved. Not even 1 yet. How? Then she said, oh, actually, the reason is because beginning of the semester, I'm given 2 new subjects. I needed to concentrate on that. And furthermore, in next semester, end of the year, I got 1 more new subject. So it's very taxing. Then you bargain with the boss. The boss may say, oh, is it because of so-and-so leaving? So it is a shock. Your boss can reduce your KPI from 2 research to 1 research and don't impact your grade because something unforeseen has happened. Betul? Nobody knew your colleague will resign and you need to take over the subject or something like that, right? Something happened. Okay? So this is what it is. So I always tell my colleagues, all my colleagues, KPI is not set in stone. Jangan risau. You strive for it and it is your boss that will discuss with you. Okay, will discuss with you. And if he or she will understand that situations will have an impact on you achieving your KPI. Now, if the same scenario, you are only doing 2 subjects, no new subjects, and you didn't achieve, then it's a different story. Then it comes down to the individual. Okay? Because always remember, key performance index is an agreed benchmark. It's an agreed. Beginning of the year, you and your boss will agree. I agree to achieve this for this year. But I do not know what's going to happen in this year. Itu KPI. Okay? Now, we also have this thing called class observation report. A class observation report is have you all been have your head and T and L observe your class? You belum, Jusnani?
Sudah.
You
Saya
sudah,
sudah.
yes, sudah habis. Yes. So habis, so Jusnani, what's going to happen is your PL or your head will observe, and then teaching and learning also will come in to do a class observation during one of your classes. Okay, so that is called a class observational report. And what will happen is after that we will give feedback to the lecturer on what were the strengths, what could be improved, and so on. Okay, and of course, we have another one called teaching evaluation by students. Students will do an evaluation on lecturer every end of semester, mid to end of semester. Okay, so these are the ways that you will be assessed. The one in red is done by internally by your department, your boss. The one in black here is one by student. One is your PL and the teaching and learning department. Okay. So basically what happens is teaching and learning department, my department here, constantly we also do class observation. Sometimes we say that, okay, this quarter, this semester, we are going to observe engineering school. So we will go in on all the engineering school classes, we will observe, then we will give feedback. We will give feedback. So we will give feedback to the boss lah. So okay, Ting, this is a snapshot. And then the following semester we may observe SCCM. Then after that, we give a report to Julian. Julian, this is your stuff. What are the output? Very good. You can improve here a little bit. You can improve there, this and that, and so on. Macam tu lah. So this is what we do. And that is class observation. All right, guys. Boleh? Following? Okay? Any questions so far? Understand, huh? All right. We are coming to the end already. Now, notes to bring back. Notes to bring back normally is called summary lah. Ini yang everybody smiling one. Oh, dah habis. Okay. Notes to bring back. 1. In teaching, what is ultimately matters is not what is taught, but what is learned. Okay. Always remember when you are teaching a class, when you're facilitating a class, it is not how long you can speak, but what the students can get. All right. Okay. It is what the students take back that is important. That is why always remember learning outcome, learning outcome, learning outcome. Your class must always be taught based on your learning outcome, not based on what happened yesterday, football. No. Okay. It is the learning outcome that is important. Okay. 2. What we teach and how we assess ought to be aligned with the intended learning outcome, such that they are fully integrated and consistent with each other. Stress again, whatever we teach, how we teach, the methods and the tools that we use is based on your CLO. Okay, CLO. If your CLO, listen, is assessing communication skill, verbal communication skill, that means student must do presentation. Then your assessment must be a presentation. It cannot be a written test because it is assessing verbal communication. Understand? If your learning outcome is cognitive, assessing numerical skill on calculation, then it should be something that is written. It could be something else, but it should be something that's written where students demonstrate ability, mathematics. Okay, so it is based on the learning outcome itself. Always remember your table 4 is very important. All right, your table 4 is very important. You must abide by it. Understand, guys? Okay, now, because we go through numerous level of audits, 1, internal audit, 2, external audit, and 3, the one that we hate the most, audit pematuhan from MQA. right? And for engineering school, you have one more audit, board of engineers, right? Engineering board. That one is the worst of the worst. Correct, huh? Cannot run away. The quality of teaching is judged by the quality of learning that takes place. You are good not because you can speak 2 hours in the class. You are good when the students are able to understand what is required from them. You are good when the students graduate and they can find job. You are good when the students graduate, find job, and they are good people. That is what we are looking at over here. So that will determine our quality. We are good because our student is relevant. Must say relevant. Not come out, cannot find job. Then we are no good. Okay, we are no good. So always remember that. Okay. And finally, sorry, critical for us to know how we are assessed so as to achieve our goals. You need to know how you will be assessed. Okay, you will need to know. I explained to you, all right, your KPI with your head of school. You need to know. You need to understand. You bargain with your boss. And your boss may give you a higher goal. Why? Because he say that, I know Ng can do it. He's very good in this. And he wants to do a little bit. No, cannot. I must give him more because he is good in this thing. All right. She or she will have certain expectations from you, not because they are plucking from sky, because they already know what is expected, what can be done. Okay. So this is critical, important. Okay. Questions, guys? Boleh? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We have come to an end on today's first session on the acid trip, which is welcome to UOW Malaysia. This is welcome. This is just a hari ini dalam sejarah. Okay, it tells you about our company, how we started, okay, and how we evolved from being KDU to now being UOW Malaysia, and what is expected of you as an educator, the challenges, and how do we ensure students transit into higher education painlessly, and finally, how are we being assessed? Okay, Ken? So if you do not have any questions, thank you very much. Really appreciate your kind attention. If you have further questions on any aspect, please feel free to drop by the PLC, and then we can have a chat. All right. Farah, I hope that you managed to gain whatever that is required, because I hope you're there. All right, that is important. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a very good day. Have a very good weekend, and thank you. See ya.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. See you guys.
Yeah.